Hi everyone, it's Vicky here, and today I'll be making a fun card using these two stamp sets by the Alleyway Stamps. So I have a piece of watercolor paper here, and I'm using peacock feathers. This is a distress ink which I have applied on my craft sheet. Now I'm just spraying some water there until I can see those small little beads forming on top of my ink there. This is a super easy and very fun way to create a watercolored look without even using a brush. I'm using my heat gun to dry out the first layer of ink, and once this is dry, I'll just dip it again on some of the splashes to get some more texture on my card. If you take a look, my piece of watercolor paper is quite wonky now, just because I have already applied a lot of water as well as used my heat gun on it. It becomes wonky, but I really don't mind since I plan to stick it on top of another card, and if you add lots of adhesive at the back, this won't be a problem. So that's the final piece, and look how wonky it is. Now I'm just adding some water on my fingers and then flip it over the card. Distress ink does react with water even when it's dry, so that's why I did that. Look, the water there, and now I'm just wipe it off. And you can see it creates some highlights here and there. And you can go on doing this technique until you feel happy with the outcome. Now I'm thinking that that's okay, that's enough for my sea background. So I'll just use my embossing pillow there, and I'll just go ahead and white emboss my sentiment. This is a sentiment that says, my life would be boring without you. I'm using Versamark to stamp my sentiment, and I'm trying to figure out where I want my sentiment to be. But finally I have decided where this is going to go. After applying my white embossing powder, I'm going to heat set it with my heat gun. Just make sure that before you go ahead and emboss, your cardstock is totally dry. And now I'll use that cute little fish from the Tiny Treasures stamp set. This is one of my favorite stamp sets by the Alleyway Stamps, and I find that I keep reaching for it again and again. Now you probably can't see what I'm doing, but I'm using again the same watercolor cardstock, and I'm just going to white emboss that cute little fish. I'm heat setting the embossing powder now with my heat gun, and then I'll go ahead and color my little fish using the same technique of watercoloring with my distress ink. I'm using spiced marmalade, and just because the area of the fish is very small, I'm not doing it on my craft sheet like before, but I'm just applying ink on a stamping block and just sprayed water there. So I've cut out a piece with the embossed fish, and now I'm using again my heat gun to dry it out. Once my fish is colored, I'll use my scissors and cut it out. And now that my fish is cut out, I'm ready to assemble my card. So I'm using my ATG gun at the back of my watercolored paper, and I have applied a lot of adhesive just because this was quite wonky, but you can see it looks fine now. So I'm going to use a foam square at the back of the fish just to add some dimension on my card. And I'll just stick it there. I think a lonely little fish goes perfectly with my sentiment. I'm using a tacky glue now, and I'll stick a googly eye. Googly eyes always make a card so much fun. And I guess my card is almost ready. I'm just adding a few enamel dots to create the bubbles. And as always, you can find a full list of supplies used in this card just below the video on my YouTube channel or on my blog. So that was the card for today. I hope you had fun and got inspired. Thank you all for watching.